Welcome to Fill Your Belly!
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
I'm Ben.
I'm Shelly. And this is a show about friends coming together to teach about Korean food, Korean culture, and the Korean language. So want to talk about your stuff, Ben?
Yeah. So I'm currently studying the Korean language and I'm really fascinated with the culture and especially the food that I don't get to eat a lot of very often. So we're going to be doing a show that's basically going to center around making Korean food and teaching Korean language and just sort of getting interested in Korean culture and staying involved in that way.
Yeah, and I'm Shelly. I am by all means not an expert of Korean culture or Korean language or Korean cooking, but I did my study abroad in Korea last semester in Seoul at Korea University, and I missed the food, missed the culture, and missed the language. And so Ben and I, we caught up as friends and we wanted to put this together for people who are interested in studying abroad in Korea, interested in making Korean food, or just interested in learning like the small bits and pieces of Korean language. So yeah, that's what we're doing today.
So we're going to talk a bit about Hangukka, which is the Korean language. Hanguk means Korea, and then you have the A, and it comes together to make the Korean language, Hangukka.
Super duper easy. And so we could start that off because what we started off in the beginning of the video was 안녕하세요. So
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
It means hello in Korean, and it's just a general friendly introduction if you meet someone you know on the street or if you're just saying hi to somebody.
Right.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. The topic that we're going to be talking about today are like small snacks, like really simple things that you could grab straight out of the store and like make really easy, like food that you could eat after school kind of a deal, or when you're running to the subway station and you don't have anything to like, you know, eat.
Yeah,
so
you need
today,
to eat a meal or the snack on like the subway ride to your next destination.
right. Very easy stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about tteokbokki and also kimbap. Let's
get started!
Woo!
So what do we need to make tteokbokki?
Okay, so first things first is that we need spicy rice cakes. You can get these at your local Korean like market or Asian market in the refrigerated section. And what you do is that if you're thawing it, you thaw it at room temperature, and then you run it in cold water and let it soak for like 30 minutes, which is what's been happening with these.
Okay.
Then after that, we want to make an anchovy base. So usually these are small anchovies, but you want to use 3 or 4 like medium-sized anchovies. I use small ones because that's the only ones I could find, and I kind of like make it so that it feels like 3 or 4 anchovies. So it doesn't matter as long as there's that much. Okay. Followed up by 1 sheet of kelp. This makes 1, but basically those two come together to make the soup base. So 1.5 or 1 sheet of dried kelp, followed up by 3 whole eggs because we're gonna hard boil them and throw them in there. And because we
need to make it spicy.
Yeah, want to make it spicy, and we also are running on a college budget.
Right.
We have bought tteokbokki sauce. Usually you could just make it with red pepper paste, dried red peppers, and sugar. But this is kind of like a already all done together, like
pre-made, super convenient.
Yeah, ready to go.
If you just want to try making it, yeah.
Right, and so with this also comes with 4 to 6 cups of water, depending on how many people you were trying to feed. Okay, so now that your water is boiled, you want to put in your anchovies. And with the anchovies, you want to put in your dried kelp. So then you let that simmer for around 10 to 15 minutes. You really want an awesome like soupy base, so we'll come right back to that when it's done.
While you're waiting for your soup base, you can also boil some eggs.
Okay, so the next step is, now that your stew is super duper awesome, we're going to get a large skillet and we're going to strain the soup into this larger skillet.
Making sure you get all the anchovies and obviously the kelp.
Yeah, you want to get all that stuff out so you can just have the soup.
Just want the tasty base.
Super duper soup! Okay, so then you would strain your rice cakes. Da da da, our rice cakes are super strained. So now that we have our awesome soup base, we're gonna put in the rice cakes.
But shouldn't we put in the sauce first?
No, just put them in right away now.
Okay.
Just because my personal opinion, I prefer having the rice cakes a little bit more cooked thoroughly, just because we took the rice cakes out of the refrigerator because we want them to be nice and chewy. And because we're not making this sauce like straight out of, you know, the ingredients itself, and we're using bottled sauce, we can totally just put that in 5 minutes later. So we're gonna put all these little tteokbokkis in and come back to them in 5 minutes to put the sauce.
So now that your eggs are boiled, you're gonna wanna peel off the shell. It shouldn't look like this from the start, but you know, we had a little bit of a mishap.
Because Ben messed up and broke the eggs.
Well,
but the eggs should be totally boiled and stuff, so we're just gonna crack off these. Okay, so now that we see that it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's nice and creamy.
Super duper chewy. And we do want to reach a creamy thing, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our tteokbokki sauce, and I'm just using a regular spoon, and I'm gonna put like 2 scoops of those because I like medium to spicy.
So, like, how spicy is Korean food on average, though? If someone were to go over to Korea not being able to handle spicy food well, would they be okay?
Yeah, actually, totally great question, Ben. When I was in Korea, I didn't really experience as much spicy food as I thought I would. In Korea, it depends on who you are as a person. So if you like are really prone to spicy food, then it's gonna be super duper spicy to you. But if you're totally used to it, it's not that bad. I wouldn't be worried about it if you're worried about the spicy food, only because like a lot of the times it's not as spicy as you think it is.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue, especially depending on where you wanna eat and what you wanna eat. But in Korea, tteokbokki is super duper spicy. That's like a given for sure. So while that's being put in there, and I just wanna explain, it looks kind of soupy now, but we're gonna see it turn into kind of a more like creamy and more solid state, and that's the point of like the sauce. So we're gonna leave that in here for 10 minutes and let it cook, and we're also gonna add our boiled eggs that we cracked in there. So we're gonna pop those in there so they can cook with the tteokbokkis since they're already boiled. And we are going to come back in 10 minutes. So now that we're letting the tteokbokki do its thing, we're going to start doing the kimbap because it's kind of a quicker and easier way to do in between while you're waiting for your tteokbokki to do.
Right. But what exactly is kimbap?
Okay, so kimbap is basically kind of like an easy grab made out of like seaweed. It has rice in it and like anything you really want in it. Very quick, again, super convenient, easy to go. Like grab it from the supermarket and you're out the door kind of a deal.
So it's kind of like a Korean sushi almost?
Yeah, something like that. So like we're gonna show you guys how to make something like a Korean sushi roll.
So what exactly goes into kimbap?
Okay, so all of this stuff goes into kimbap. We're gonna be making a tuna kimbap, so that's why we have all these canned tunas. And with that, we're also gonna have imitation crab meat. With that, we're gonna do pickled radish, which is also a side dish in Korea. And we here already have blanched spinach, and we're gonna flavor that spinach with sesame oil, some salt, and some minced garlic. We're super duper lazy. Again, college kids here, so we've already got these garlics minced.
Yeah, that just makes it easier, because then you don't have to go through the process.
Right, exactly. And so then we've also got some rice here and some seaweed sheets. Yep, you got that. We need this just like the sushi makers do. We need the bamboo mat. And also for flavor, we've got red pepper paste just to add for flavoring. That's a personal touch. You don't need to. We just like things to be a little bit spicy here.
A little bit spicier, yeah.
Luckily, there's 2 of us, so Ben is going to take care of opening all the cans of tuna, and he's also draining all of the tuna, and I'm taking the pickled radishes, and I'm going to cut them up into like semi-thin slices, just so we can put it in the kimbap easier. You can buy these pickled radishes in also Asian or Korean stores. Sometimes they already come up chopped up. Some of them come in circles. We got circular ones. Or you can get them in full pieces, but it doesn't matter as long as they come in these types of shape at the end before you make your kimbap. Okay, so now we are going to flavor the spinach that we have blanched. So Ben, put 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Okay, and then 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Nice. And we want to put half a teaspoon of salt. Awesome, and then we're just gonna mix them up.
Mix it all up.
Okay, so while Ben's doing that with the spinach, we're going to cut these in half just so that it'll be easier for us to put in the kimbap. Actually, maybe we'll cut them in quarters so we can just put them in and be
Even more ease.
I know, right? It'll be super duper duper easy.
So now that we've like cut everything up, sliced everything up, and gathered it all here, what do we do next?
Time to put everything together. So you take your bamboo mat, you're gonna put it on here, this clean cutting board. And we're gonna take a sheet of ghee. This corner to hit that bottom. So we're gonna boom. See that?
Okay.
That connection. Okay, so now it is Ben's turn to make the kimbap. So Ben, you got this.
I do got this. Okay. Sorry.
Oh my god! First
So we
time.
take the kim and we put it down. Put it the same way you did. And then we're gonna go over to the rice and evenly distribute it over about 2/3 of the sheet.
A little difficult. You got it, Ben.
Yeah. So we're gonna use hands to try to evenly distribute a bit more.
Yep, you want to get it to 3/4 of the sheet.
Yes. So we're definitely gonna need more rice.
And you're obviously doing this with clean hands.
Yes. So I guess I have a question about going about making this in Korea.
Yeah, sure.
How hard would it be to sort of get all of these ingredients and just sort of make this on your own if you were like over there for a study abroad or living over there temporarily or something?
Great question. Honestly, it should be really easy to get all the stuff just because you are in Korea.
Yeah.
The thing with supermarkets though is that sometimes it's a little bit hard to find, but it's also like a little bit expensive and really pricey. So like fruits and like fresh produce such as like spinach that we're using, and also like things such as like fruits and vegetables, like those can get really, really pricey. It's kind of weird and I don't know why, but I always ended up finding myself eating out most of the time. Maybe like 85% of the time I was eating outside. If I wasn't eating outside, I'd be eating ramyeon, which was super duper easy. If you don't know what ramyeon is, it's basically instant noodles, but they're so good there and they're like really inexpensive. But food in Korea when you're going out to eat is really, really inexpensive. Like I don't think, sometimes I would spend up to $15 maximum like for the whole day on lunch, dinner, even breakfast and snacks.
Wow.
Yeah, so food shopping may be a little bit more expensive versus how it would look like in the United States, but it's not that bad. It's just I would prefer to eat outside. Like kimbap in Korea is around I would say maybe 1,600 won, no more than like 2,000 won or 3,000 won, and that's like basically the equivalent of 150 or $2 or $3 here.
So
and
it's pretty cheap.
yeah, very very cheap. So it's like at the same time, it's like if you want to make fresh kimbap, totally up to you, but you might as well go get some fresh special made ones from the nice ajuma, really nice older lady that works at the store to make you something super duper delicious.
Cool. Sounds like a pretty painless process then to get food in Korea.
Yeah, very very painless, because especially if you're living in Seoul, which is what I'm talking about, and from my experience at Korea University, it was just, there was food stands, like street food was everywhere, very very convenient, very very cheap. And so it's just something that you do with your friends right after school, or you want a break.
Alright, so here's the hard part. Let's see if I can actually manage to roll this.
I think you got
All
this.
fall apart.
I think you'll be okay.
I'm not as confident, but we're gonna give it a go.
Look, you're rolling it. You're doing the
I am
thing.
rolling it and then squeezing it.
Nice.
And then I think we do this and move it up here.
Yeah.
And go forward and roll towards the end. And it's not all the way there because of the sheet, but
You got this, Ben.
I can do it. Yay!
Yay, you did it! It looks so good. Show it to the camera.
Can I come
Wow.
sit in there? Wow.
Do you want to show you? Okay,
So I think it came out pretty well in the end, and it wasn't very difficult, and I think I will definitely make this again in the future.
super duper easy, right?
Yes.
All right, let's cut it up and then we will serve it. Woo! Oh my gosh. Okay, so it smells so good right now.
It looks really good too.
Yeah, so as you can see, our sauce is a little bit more of a creamy texture, and that's basically where you want it to be. Our tteokbokkis are super duper like bouncy and chewy and ready to be eaten. And it's been 10 minutes, so our tteokbokki is completely done. This is how it looks like. You give it a little stir, and it just smells so good right now. So we will take this out and serve it to ourselves.
Yay!
Okay.
감사합니다.
No problem. Actually, that's a really great word to mention. So he just said 감사합니다. which-
감사합니다.
Yeah, and it's
감사합니다.
just a word like 감사 means like gratitude and thankfulness. So like him telling me that is just saying that it's like a thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So super duper easy to say. 감사합니다. Super duper simple. Okay, let's eat.
But Shelly, why are there just these two plates? Like, where are our individual plates? Like, where's...
Oh, well, in Korea, we actually share this food. So, like, if I was buying tteokbokki or kimbap, well, kimbap I can eat by myself.
Right.
But a lot of the times when you go to restaurants, you're supposed to share dishes with other people. Not in America, where we have separate plates for each
and
other.
order our own things?
Right.
So
So,
it's
like,
more of like a communal sort of thing then?
exactly.
Okay.
So when you're going to restaurants, like, it's not a thing where you like split the bill and everyone else kind of like pays their own food. Actually, we buy like large plates of food and we share it amongst each other.
What about tipping?
Oh my god, there is no tipping in Korea. It is the best thing in the world. No tipping whatsoever. So yeah, eat with your friends and like have a great time, and you don't have to pay people tip because the pay wage there is awesome.
Cool deal.
Yeah, so let's eat. Yay. This is so good. I love tteokbokki so much. It is so chewy. It is spicy, but not too spicy.
Originally, I thought the kimbap was going to be really, really hard to make, and I wasn't really sure how much I would like it. But having gone through it, I think it was actually really simple to make. You could get all the ingredients, and the rolling part seemed like kind of difficult, but you could do it by hand, I think. And it just came out really, really well and was really, really tasty. I'm really impressed by the flavor.
Yay! So thanks for joining us on our awesome first episode on cooking, culture, and language. This is the segment where we're going to kind of run over the things that we learned in terms of how
The
to cook.
vocab.
So like, Ben, you want to start off with the first word that we learned?
So the first word that we learned today was 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요, which means hello. So we'll just repeat it a few more times. 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요, hello.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
And then we also learned 한국어. 한국어.
한국어.
한국어, which means Korean language.
Yeah.
And we also learned.
And finally, we learned 감사합니다, and that means thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. And of course, you guys probably didn't know, but you picked up two other words, which was tteokbokki,
떡볶이.
and then
김밥. 김밥.
kimbap. So, thanks for joining us on our first episode. We hope that your belly
Belly
was
is
filled.
filled.
So, thanks for watching Fill Your Belly with
Ben
Ben and Shelly. Thanks for
Thank you.
watching. Bye.